Without a mic, is this okay? I have a big, loud Midwestern voice. I have a lot of deep ties with the UK. I did a master's degree in Manchester in development economics. I met my wife there. Os ruin sin siarad Cymraeg van hyn dwi'n siarad tipyn bach o Cymraeg. Anybody? Nobody speaks Welsh? Da iawn. Really well, T, right? My wife's a Welsh speaker, my children are all Welsh speakers, etc. And I've been very fortunate. I've had a career in international development for over 30 years. One of my first bits of work as a student in Manchester was studying about the Grameen Bank, right? I'm going to talk a little bit about the work we do at Grameen Foundation and what the changes that's happening in our world, right? Microfinance, reaching very poor women with financial services, cash money, big ledgers of books that can record their loans, and it's scaled, right? There are 200 million clients, poor women, who access small loans from 4,000 microfinance institutions globally. There's in excess of $220 billion circulating in the management of that. I'm very proud to represent the Grameen movement. The Grameen Bank in Bangladesh was the group that started that idea. Professor Muhammad Yunus developed that idea in the 60s and 70s, and it's scaled now to a huge industry. Muhammad Yunus won the Nobel Prize in 2006. It was based on one data point. The whole of microfinance was based on one data point, right? Did the woman in the village who was going to get the loan, right, have the support of other women in her community to get the loan? And if she didn't repay it, would they undertake to repay it on her behalf? Character-based lending, solidarity-based lending, no collateral, not a house, not a piece of land behind the loan, all based on character. Change is happening in our industry. And it's largely about what's going on with mobile technology and digitization, right? I often say that in my work at Grameen Foundation, we're trying to figure out how the poorest women on earth benefit from the third industrial revolution, the digitization of information. 90+% of all of the world's information now is accessible digitally. And then secondly, the fourth industrial revolution, the Internet of Things, how at the moment 25 billion devices, smart devices, are going to be connected to the internet, right? So we're really trying to figure out how poor women can benefit from those two developments. And we work in two main areas. One is expanding the opportunities that very poor women have in villages through mobile money platforms, things like M-Pesa, things like Venmo, you may have heard of, and how a woman who came up from the microfinance world can be a representative. She can be the village ATM, cash in and cash out, offer the service to other women, but then also through understanding the data around transactions that go through her, how she can become the broker. She can offer a range of financial services, whether it's layaway financing, whether it's ag financing, whether it's access to savings, insurance, government payments, e-commerce, etc. And at Grameen Foundation, we've had 3 extremely successful programs in Indonesia called PT Rumah that has 70,000 micro-franchisees offering ATM and brokerage services. Philippines, where we have 4,500 women who do that, and in India, where we're just growing it. It just has just under 100 clients at the moment, 100 providers at the moment. That's enabled by data, right? And data is the big deal when you're talking about the third and fourth industrial revolution. And we have a number of platforms. One of the big platforms I'm going to spend a little bit more time talking about is TarWorks. TarWorks is a customer relations management, and the other one is SAT for farming. And both of them basically rely on a data push, a data pull, and these are the features really around the extraction and analytics of data that allows personalization, allows scalability, and allows experimentation and iteration of new models. The reason I'm here to talk with you about climate is under TarWorks, we work with a variety of providers who work with solar panels, who work with clean cook stoves, who work with animal digesters that use our customer relation platform to verify the savings or the offset or the sequestration that comes from their work, right? And a number of them have developed models where they offer the products for free, and they use the carbon credits as their revenue stream. A number of the partners, Solar Sister in Africa, a group called Next Leaf in India, which works with cook stoves, Sistema Bio, which is a group that works with animal waste digesters, and a group called Proyecto Mirador in Latin America. We're also very interested in our agricultural work. We're doing work in a program called SAT for Farming, which we're going to turn into an enterprise that essentially uses observable data from the farm, farm economics, and satellite imagery to understand the best way to lend to farmers. And we believe there's a potential carbon sequestration opportunity within that too. So our interest essentially is how data is very useful for activities about verifying what's happening for poor people in opportunities of carbon. So thanks, I hope it was two.
Thank you very much.